Since January 1st, disc golfers in Canada have played in 268 PDGA tournaments. 216 of those were C tiers, 40 B tiers, and 12 A tiers across every province and even in one territory. We've been battling it out all year long.
Over 254 days, we've battled on 459 Canadian courses. We've scored pars, bogeys, doubles, and maybe a few snowmen. But let me ask you, who here has carded a birdie? How about an eagle? Nice. And who's lucky enough to have snagged an ace?
Yep. Sweet. We've also hit trees, fences, maybe even a few porta potties. We've hit poles, we've struck up the band, we've crashed off the cage, and of course, we've all chained out.
We've hyzered, anhyzered, rolled, forehanded, and putted every which way. We've climbed trees, waded into lakes, and sometimes we've left a disc or two behind.
We've volunteered, practiced, and made friends who will last a lifetime. And maybe we've even found a rival we just can't seem to beat.
We didn't do it for the money. We didn't do it for the glory. We did it because we love the game, because we love this community, and because we all knew it led here.
3 days, 4 incredible courses: Oat Goat, Cedar Creek, Newcastle, and Project 15.
Three rounds to test ourselves. 3 rounds to chase the dream. 3 rounds to find out who truly is the best in Canadian disc golf.
Whether you're MJ12, MA70, FPO, MPO, or anywhere in between, this is your moment. This is what you've worked for all year.
And maybe you've been lucky enough to find yourself in the winner's circle.
And you've probably missed a Mando.
And we know you've at least once had a chain out.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, players, volunteers, and fans,
welcome to the Canadian National Championships.
So, for those of you who don't know us, we are Daryl and Jeremy from the Chain Out podcast, and we will be your MCs for tonight's opening ceremonies. We have a number of guests who are going to help us kick off the tournament, and we want to get right into it.
Let's start with one of the masterminds behind this event who has been working tirelessly all year to get us all here. Please welcome Daryl Bankus.
I'm okay. Yeah, that's been a big question all day. It's like, how you doing? Are you okay? It's like, be honest, at this point, we're just executing a greatly planned event. We got tons of people. You've all showed up. You're all out practicing, having a good time. I've got 4 courses that have all worked hard to make their events, their venues perfect. That was the charm of us having 4 private venues that we could host this event at in this part of Ontario and Canada. And that's a special thing. And we appreciate all of you supporting the events and the venues because, well, we need you guys to keep coming out and playing to make us go out there and groom and cut and make new fairways and build new tees and do all the stuff we do. So thanks to every one of you for coming out. You guys all know this week's just about, I mean, it is about the competition, but there's 500 of you here basically. We're not all going to win. There's a bunch of us that are, but a ton of us just came here to have fun and to hang out with people and see everyone we know from across the country. And that's the main thing. It's about the spirit of disc golf in Canada, the chance for us to grow it and make it as big as we can. It's something almost everyone here loves. I was out, you know, a lot of my work getting this tournament going is rounding up sponsors and doing that. And we've got a bunch of great sponsors. I'll mention them in a sec. But the main part of it was I've got 500 of the most dedicated people in disc golf showing up. These aren't your stragglers. These aren't the leftovers that just had nothing else to do on a weekend showing up at an event. These are disc golfers, and you can market and talk and greet and meet them. So, anyways, it's kind of fun. I got to give a huge shout out to these two gentlemen. They've been helping plan this for months now. I hit them up a long time ago and went, "Be great to have the west side of the country helping out at this event. Let's make it national in scope." So that's been terrific. Big events like this, I did a boatload of work, but I've got a boatload of volunteers that have been out helping. There's a couple key ones I really want to shout out. Sean Galbraith is out here somewhere. Um, He's been harassing lots of you to come out and volunteer, and we'll continue to harass you after your rounds to maybe go out and spot on a hole for an hour and relieve one of our volunteers out there. That'd be lovely. A person that's a bit in the background and standing there right now, Sean O'Reilly. Um, Sean O'Reilly is from the Grand River Disc Golf Club. He's been a staple at making disc golf tournaments that are big in Ontario happen. A lot of you know the Foxwood Open. He's been the back end of that tournament for a long time, and he's stepped up and helped me and said, "Look, I'll do whatever you need me to do." So a lot of you have been communicating with him. All of you that switched divisions last week, it's Sean that did that for you. And those that dropped out today, it's Sean adjusting the tee times tonight. So give a shout out to Sean, please. Um, This is a big event. All of you know, or if you don't, you will now. I work for Innova Disc Golf too. I've been doing it for 10 years now, working with them, doing promotions, course, finding clients. So, I was a jack of all trades in Canada for them. They've invested heavily in this tournament. From all the disc art, all the logos, all the discs they're donating, all the cash they're donating to this event, all the time that I've been putting into this event, they've kind of called work. So there's a huge amount that Innova's done, but it's also taken a bunch of other sponsors. A bunch of them are up here today on the thing, on the banner you see behind us. A couple big ones. Northumberland Tourism is sponsoring this putting championship thing. They're in solid. They're helping out a ton, and they've helped out for years. They helped out last year with the Fling. Both communities nearby, Port Hope, Coburg, did some great work. Vessie's in. Sandbaggers helping a ton. They've been nice. They've been helping out for a couple of years. They're friends of mine. So that's been lovely. Obviously, we've had all the good local support. I want to give a quick shout out to the pros from the U.S. that came along. Oh, perfect. The pros that have come up from other countries, from the U.S. A bunch of you are here. Paige is over there selling stuff. Connor, I love having Connor here. He does great coverage all weekend. So that's been really nice. Thanks to all of you that are coming. And we've obviously got to remember Elaine King that came and did a clinic. And she's Canadian, and we love having her back in the country for this one. One more chance to become a Canadian champion, right? Maybe. Okay. I'm at Old Goat here. This past summer, I hope it's not going to be good. The owner of Old Goat died this summer, Debbie Nightingale. She found me and asked me to come here and put disc golf here. It was not me busting my butt and coming here and bugging this place. She found me. She learned about disc golf from her son, and she went, "I want a championship level course." And for 5 years, she was supporting me and letting me. You've seen what I've done out there with a lot of people, a lot of help. She's just let me go at it. She just says she trusted me. Such a good friend. Anyways, she passed away this summer. I think it's be nice just everyone think about her. You'll see her face and her smile on the 18th tee. That was taken last year while she was watching the Innova Rip come in on the last day. That's how much she loved disc golf, even though she never threw a disc in her life, probably, other than for fun on the beach or something. So please. Oak Goat's a fabulous spot. They do a ton of other things. Some of you locals, please remember, we got the Cultivate Music Festival coming here. We do goats, jokes and goats series of events this fall. There's all kinds of stuff going on here, and we'll be running Glow League here all winter. I'm going to wrap this up because they're going to get mad at me soon. Yep. Oh, just remember, please go do the putting championship. We're going to be hosting the top 4 in each division on Saturday night right here on the front lawn. That is going to be hosted by Jack Coney and Heather Gilmore of the East End Putting League. We're setting up a fun thing over there. There's going to be some prizes and whatever. And all of you know we got Crokinole by Jeremy Tracy, a local disc golfer. And I want to give a shout out to Adam McAllister of Disc in the Dark, who came up all the way from Alabama to glow up our property. I got that wrong. Where are you from? Birmingham. Okay, I did get that right. All right. They came up to glow up our disc golf course and make tomorrow night and Saturday night a great time. So after that, I tried to keep it short. I never do. My emails are hideous. And yes, Kim, thank you. So thanks for everybody coming. And I hope you guys all have a great week.
Thank you, Daryl. Thank you. Okay, I think we'll all agree that you've got an action-packed weekend in store for you this weekend.
And our next guest speaker is here representing Northumberland Clark Member of Parliament, Philip Lawrence. Please welcome Ava Beattie.
Hi, everyone. My name's Ava, and it's so great to be here tonight on behalf of MP Philip Lawrence, who wishes that he could be here. But instead, you got me, which is super exciting. And I just bring along some remarks from him. He wishes that he could be here, and thanks everyone for the invitation. Thanks you guys for the invitation. So first of all, welcome to our community. Canada is not only a large country, it's beautiful. And it brought so many players here today, not just from this beautiful country, but from the United States, the United Kingdom, and I believe New Zealand, which, welcome. If you are here from outside of Canada, a very special welcome to you. From BC to New Brunswick, from Quebec to Saskatchewan, our provinces and territories are very well represented here. I'm sure everyone here would tell you that their province is the most beautiful one. But as you gather here today for some friendly competition, I hope you all find time to appreciate the natural beauty of our province and our beautiful country. I'm wishing you all the best of luck in the upcoming day's competition. Thank you once again for the invitation, and I hope you all enjoy your time in our little corner of Canada.
Thank you, Ava. Thank you, Ava.
Thank you, Ava. You've probably realized that we've spared no expense when it comes to guests tonight, and we're not stopping now. Next to speak is our PDGA Canada Manager and International Director, Brian Henniger.
You want to hold it? Thanks, everyone. But just to clarify, the expense was PDJ Canada sponsoring the tournament, which is our biggest sponsorship of the year. So kudos to everybody involved in this event for putting it on. On behalf of the PDJ, it's a privilege to welcome all of you to the 2025 Canadian National Championships, which, as our friends from podcast have noted, is the climax of the annual tour season in the Great White North. I'm Brian Henniger, number 4022, longtime international director and Canada manager. Used to be a player, and now I just help continue to build the sport. I'd like to begin with some heartfelt thanks to people, some of whose names you've heard, of course, already. First to Daryl Bankas, the lead event TD and host. To his fellow course and event TDs, Sean, Tanya, Dave, Dan, Gabe, and Kevin, and all their support team members for what they've done to bring us what promises to be a fabulous event here under this beautiful September late summer sky. Thank you also to Jeremy and Daryl of the Chain Out podcast, to Karen Martel, who has the cool title of Francophonie Consultant to the tournament, Sean Galbraith, the volunteer coordinator, and everyone else who has given in some way to our national championships. Next, I would be remiss not to thank our PDJ Canada's partner and our young national sports organization, Can Disc Golf, who govern this event and will have some cool news for us in just a few minutes' time. Lastly, and above all, thank you to yourselves, the close to 500 players who journeyed from across Canada, the US, and further afield. We heard about Charlie from the UK, Hall of Famer. Elaine, the Hall of Famer, is here returning home from North Carolina with a suntan, and her husband Eric, longtime players of the sports. Back, more than 35 years now. I'm more than 40 years now for the two of them. And I also wanted to mention Jakub Semerad, international touring pro, all the way from the Czech Republic, who's with us here. But there's one other Canadian I want to single out who many of you probably have not heard from, and hopefully they're here. But this person's name is Verapon Anupun, and they come all the way from Fort Simpson, Northwest Territories. They are the only current PDJ member from the Northwest Territories, and without doubt, the first player from that territory ever to play in our National Disc Golf Championship. How cool is that? A few words about PDJ Canada. Some of you will have heard this before if you've heard me give these speeches at our annual national championships, but many of you will not, and there is some cool information here. PDJ Canada is a tiny office of PDJ HQ that is essentially my laptop, bank and PayPal accounts, and starting earlier this week, social media pages, which are managed by the one and only Kara Hovius. Many of you know Kara and her significant other, Jeff McKeegan, from their work as Chainlink Disc Golf, building the game across southern Ontario and beyond. And I'd just like Kara to say a few words about what she's doing for us social media-wise.
Thank you, Brian. Hello, everybody. My name is Kara Hovius, if you haven't already met me. I'm very pleased to share with you that this year that we have started a new Facebook page and Instagram profile for PDJ Canada. On those pages, we like to share a lot of information about the PDJ activities in Canada, as well as funding and grant opportunities that are available to you and to your clubs. So please like and follow those pages. We hope that it will be a helpful resource for you. And also, we love to share things that are happening across the country. So if you have some cool things that are happening in your neck of the woods or in your disc golf community, please reach out to us or tag us or send us some photos. We'd love to share something on our social media pages. Thank you.
Thank you, Kara. And just one more thing about what Kara does. These social media pages are presented in both national languages. How cool is that? As she mentioned, the main activity of PDJ Canada is to invest the player fees that you pay at sanctioned events back into the sport across the Great White North. This includes, we invest them in new and course upgrades, in juniors, seniors, women's, and other minority initiatives, schools programs, leading events, above all this one, A-tiers, provincial championships, and other cool ideas that you present us with. This year, right now we're approaching $50,000 this year, and we hope by the year end to be somewhere between $60,000 and $70,000 reinvested on behalf of yourselves back into the game in the Great White North. Next, last year, we started a PDJ Canada Volunteer of the Year Award. The inaugural winner was British Columbia's Craig Sheether, largely for what he has done as the captain of Team Canada, leading us to gold and bronze medals at the WIFDF World Teams events, as the longtime TD of the British Columbia Open, and most recently as the TD of the International World Games on behalf of WIFDF in Chengdu, China. This year, we have co-winners. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here. One of them has to work, and the other is building a course as we speak. No surprise there. So they were recently sent their obelisks and officially received them last week at the Kings Pine Open in Prince Edward Island. Together, they essentially started and developed disc golf across the Maritimes, including installing tens of courses and running close to 100 tour events, including co-hosting on 3 occasions Canadian Nationals. So in their absence, please give a huge round of applause for our volunteers of the year, Ben Smith and Duncan Dixon. In closing, I'll be here this evening, tomorrow morning, and then again on Sunday. I have a wedding to go to on Saturday. I'll be mostly here at Oat Goat, but I'm here to discuss anything that you want to discuss with PDJ Canada. So please search me out. I'll be here. The best time may be all of this evening. I'll be here until we're all going to wherever we're sleeping. And if you can't find me, Kara's going to be here all weekend. And if you have an issue that you want to bring to our attention or a great idea that we could give some funding support to, see Kara if you don't see me. Thank you, everyone. Play well and good luck.
Thank you so much, Brian. That was fantastic. Great to hear about Ben and Duncan winning the volunteer awards. We're out in Alberta, and yet we know about them. We know all the work they're doing to make the Maritimes disc golf scene as fantastic as it is. So if you're from Ontario, our next speaker will be quite familiar. Not only is he the president of the Ontario Disc Sports Association, he's also an executive member of Can Disc Golf and your Ontario PDGA coordinator. Let's welcome Chris Azolins.
Just right here?
Yeah, just right there.
Thank you, fellas. Oh, we're live streaming too. Perfect. Hey, everybody. Chris Lazalans. I'm here on behalf of the Canadian Disc Golf Association right now to kind of elaborate on what we do, as well as make a few fun announcements. I teased them today on our social media channel. I'm going to tell you where Nationals is next year and in 2027, as well as who made our national team this year. First, though, I want to point out the importance of the Canadian Disc Golf Association, what we do, and maybe an open invite for you to join. Sorry. So Canadian Disc Golf Association, it's really important that we earn recognition from the national or on national scale from our government in order to open the faucet provincially and territorially for funding across Canada. One thing that we're really focused on right now, and I get to celebrate with you, is that we have attained IOC recognition this year. You saw that, that's actually a big thing. Ultimate Canada signed over voting rights to the Canadian Disc Golf Association right now from WIFDIF. So now we are on a international scale voting on disc golf related issues and disc golf competition. That's really exciting. Now, our ultimate goal is to have that Sport Canada recognition. So there's a lot of hoops we have to jump through to do that. One of them is having a national team selection policy. I'm going to announce that shortly. Having a national championship selection policy and committee, which we're going to announce shortly too. And in the pursuit of that, we've pursued transparency and objectivity in those processes. You may have seen through our social media posts, we put out a call for bids for 2026 and 2027 nationals, as well as a call for applications for the Canadian national disc golf team that's headed to Lithuania next year. So I'm just going to share some of the information there. Before I do that, though, and Brian touched on this, I do want to celebrate some accomplishments. In 2024, the Canadian team headed to Australia and earned a bronze medal on the world stage, which is fantastic. And a bunch of them are here right now. And then this year, you probably saw it. You probably didn't love the coverage, but still, big thing for disc golf in Canada and across the world is Sophia and Thomas went and finished 7th at the World Games. Huge, massive undertaking, and I want to give them a hand for that. Okay, that being said, we had 49 applicants for the Canadian national team to represent us in Vilnius, Lithuania. I'm probably horribly pronouncing that, and I'm from a country right beside that. So our roster this upcoming year that will travel to Lithuania and represent Canada, we have an MPO, Tom Skilbert. I can say them all if you want, because your hands are going to get tired. There's quite a few. Max Rajitnig. We've got Noah Higgins, who's having one heck of a season if you follow him on social media. I think he's won every A tier he's played. On the reserves, we have Justin De Silva and Stuart McKissick. In FPO, we have all three of them here. Sophia and Rebecca will be representing the country. And Colleen McInnes will be the backup. And then for the old guys, you got myself and Miguel Alvarado backing me up. Beautiful. Now, Nationals next year. In the past, we've had the issue of not having a ton of bids come in for Nationals. We've had to reach out oftentimes to try to solicit bids, to try to solicit folks to run Nationals. Daryl and his crew being one of those teams that graciously reached out to us and offered to host Nationals. And they're going to knock it out of the park this year. And I'm really, really, really happy you did, Daryl. So thank you very much. That being said, something's happened in Canada, and we actually fielded 5 bids for this upcoming season and 4 for 2027. The reason we're looking 2 years ahead is because, as an organizer of Nationals myself, and anyone who's run a tournament knows, sometimes soliciting high-level funding from your tourism departments takes more than just a year. So we've gone to a 2-year cycle with soliciting bids for Nationals, and we'll be announcing 2028 next year and 2029 the year after that. And you'll see that cycle continue. So you'll know, get cheap flights at least ahead of time. There were 2 really close bids. We had 5 bids. There were 2 really close, and they were both in Alberta for next year. We had bids from, what's the valley called? Drysdale? Drayden Valley and Grand Prairie. Grand Prairie had bid again, or back in 2023 as well, against Thunder Bay when we actually won the national representation. But I'm proud to announce that Dylan Bressy and Greg Hearn from Grand Prairie are going to be hosting Nationals next year with their team. Fun piece of information for that, and they don't even know yet because Dylan was on a flight today and I couldn't call him ahead of time, so this will be the first time he hears about that. They're gonna tail end it on the Bear Creek Folk Festival, so you can go down a little bit early and take in one of Canada's biggest folk festivals, as well as playing at the championships. You'll be playing at South Bear Disc Golf Course, Evergreen Disc Golf Course, and Thrill Hill Disc Golf Course, which sounds like a lot of fun. Then in 2027, we took bids for this too, and we had 4 bids come in. We have a representative from this community here right now in Evan. And so I'll just get straight to it. Dieppe, New Brunswick will be hosting 2027 as well. Fittingly enough, 2 of the volunteers of the year will be part of that tournament hosting team too. So you'll be playing at Dieppe Disc Golf Course, Riverview Disc Golf Course, Memram Cook, another recent design, or where Evan lives, but a recent design from Ben Smith as well, and then Cormier Village Disc Golf Course as well. So we're really excited about those. If you played the Dieppe Open this year, you'll know Luke and his team knocked the thing out of the park. So I really hope that everyone attends that. That being said, I've already gone over my time. Thank you guys. Best of luck.
Thanks, Chris. We appreciate that. And how's that sound to you, Daryl, having Nationals back in our province?
Yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait to head up to Grand Prairie. I know they have great courses up there, so that'll be exciting. On the podcast, we have interviewed over 100 guests. Our next speaker is one of our favorites. Here to welcome our junior players and their families, Nico Forbes.
Hello. This is amazing. Like, I've been in disc golf for 8 years now, and I don't think I've ever seen this many golfers here, and this attentive, which is very amazing. But hello, everybody. Look around. Look to your left. Look to your right. Who do you see? Chances are you probably see a very kind person who loves this sport as much as you do, and I think that's personally amazing because, just having this many nice people is a great thing for the planet. So, we're standing here together at the Canadian Championships. That's really amazing. I only live 40 minutes away, and I never thought I would see this. I'm so glad I get to. Daryl has knocked this out of the park. So many great volunteers, and I'm just really happy that I get to have this amazing event so close to my home. That's a really big deal. And before I say anything else, Let me just say how completely, absolutely, and enormously excited I am to see junior players, their caddies, and international players who have traveled such long distances to be here. Something I've been thinking about is to be a good junior disc golfer, it's not only about throwing far, putting straight, or surviving when your disc goes like behind 12 trees, then a swamp, can't see the basket. Probably worst place you've ever been. I've been there before. But no. It's about something bigger. It's about the relationships you have with your parent or your caddy. Because let's face it, if you're here today, it means you've got someone who is willing to spend hours and hours of their life walking beside you, holding your bag, finding your lost discs, redirecting your emotions, and giving up their weekends so you can chase your dreams. This is way beyond a regular partnership. That's parentship. Our partner doesn't just clap when you get a birdie, but they also do feel when you get a bogey. They redirect us when we get frustrated, and they give us perspective when we're doing stuff out here, which is amazing. I mean, like, how many people get to come out to this amazing property? They're all amazing properties. But man, these courses are very special to my heart, and I'm very excited to play them. Maybe the most important thank you is to the members of our family that do the things that allow us to be here, looking after kids and our fur babies so we can chase our dreams. Special thank you to my mom, who's done so much for me. You've looked after the dogs, you fed the fish. Huge thank you to you, Mom. And for those who've traveled far, maybe across provinces, maybe you live like over there. Who knows? Maybe across borders, or even some of you have crossed oceans. Oh, where are we? Here we are. We wanted to say a giant Canadian welcome. We are honored you are here, and this event is more than competition. It's about sharing the best of what we got, and we have got quite a great batch this year. Our best courses, our best hospitality, and most importantly, our best golfers. So good luck to everyone. Play hard, play fair, and remember, this game is more than your scorecard. It's about your relationship, your experience, and your resilience. And it's about to enjoy watching discs fly. When you throw it just perfectly, it flips up right from that baby hyzer. And welcome to the Canadian Championships. Let's make it unforgettable. I'm Nico Forbes, one-time world champion, and I cannot wait to play this amazing event.
Thank you, Nico. How do you follow that? He's been on the podcast a couple of times and is always one of our favorites. He's more well spoken than the two of us put together. Hey, Daryl? Okay.
Thank you. That's your last one. Oh, yep.
Okay, we have one more speaker who's going to help us with some house.
Just wrap it up. Okay.
Okay, well, we don't have any house cleaning.
This house is so clean. We were going to have Sean say a couple things, but we're going to wrap it up quickly. Daryl, you want to finish it off for us?
Just one quick thing. We are at Oat Goat, and goats are our thing. So we are going to open this tournament with a little bit of a goat parade that's going to run that way. And behind that, we'll have Thomas Gilbert lead out some players who's going to be doing the long drive challenge out on the first tee there. So all of you are good. If the group of people here could just swing a little bit towards the fence so our herd of goats has a lovely path on a tour they know very well. At Oat Goat, we call this a schmergle, and it's just a chance to go hang out with the baby goats. So everybody get on with it and have a great time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.